Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Black Geek Cool podcast, where we talk about all the comic, anime, TV, movie, streaming news. All the things we enjoy watching and hear about and reading. So without further ado, let's dive right in. TV news. Alright, the CW is starting their Elseworld story crossover event. The first episode is getting really good reviews. I would watch it myself, but I kind of stopped watching Flash. I really stopped watching Arrow a long time ago. But Flash just got really everything was his fault. I really got tired of that storyline, which they kept repeating and repeating and repeating. Everything comes down to Flash did something he wasn't supposed to do. So I stopped watching it. But I'm hearing good reviews for this crossover. And they're bringing in Superman and they're bringing in Batwoman. So let me know. Hit me in the comments. Let me know if you've checked out the first episode. How do you like it? Do you think I should check out the first episode and see what it's about? I'm hearing good things, that it's got a lot of Easter eggs, that it seems more well written, and they got Amazo, which is a cool villain to bring up in this. That would be really cool. And people say they did him all right in it. So hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Are you liking the first episode? Is it something that you think other people should pick up and watch you and continue? Because I think there's a 3-part episode Elseworld storyline crossover, but I don't think they're using Legends of Tomorrow. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Also, I don't know if you guys watched this, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine got some kind of action-packed trailer for their second season, being this show got canceled, then brought back by another network. I'm not a fan of the show, but it gave like kind of a homage to I forgot the name of the movie. It gave a homage to oh, I forgot the name of the movie. Hit me in the comments if you know which movie I'm talking about. Die Hard. There we go. Got it. I knew I would get it eventually. I guess it gave a homage to Die Hard. I know there's big fans because the show came back. It got back in syndication. So there's fans of this show. Hit me in the comments. Let me know if you're a fan of this show. It's streaming news. Also, Funimation has signed an exclusive deal with Hulu. So Hulu is starting to get into the animation game as well. They're going to get all the Funimation stuff, get it on their platform so they get it faster, more dub stuff. And that's interesting because Netflix also is getting into anime. I said animation. I mean anime. Are really pulling that anime. Netflix also has a Ghost in the Shell project they're working on. I believe it's a new animated series or anime series that they're doing. I think it might be out in like 2020 or 2021. But it's interesting to see both these streaming platforms going hard after anime. Sounds like they finally figured something out. We all know that we like anime and we want to see it. So that's very interesting to see. I'm really interested to see what happens with was it Verb? Because I know Funimation used to be with Verb, and then they signed somewhere else, and now that they've signed with this new Hulu deal, they're getting it. It could push Verb out. We would have to see. Let me know, which streaming service do you use? Do you use Hulu? Do you use Funimation? Do you use Verb? Hit me in the comments. Let me know. Also, Netflix is also working on a what is it? I already said Ghost in the Shell. Oh, Netflix released the teaser trailer for Stranger Things 3. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of Stranger Things. I watched the first season. The first season was amazing. Awesome. Very nostalgic. Brought back memories of old 80s horror and sci-fi adventure movies. It was great. Season 2, it was alright. Not gonna lie, I felt like it had its faults. It seemed like it went a little slower, went into kind of a different direction than season 1 was. Had a couple episodes that you really didn't seem to need and really didn't help the story, but it still was an okay season. Not the best follow up, but still good. Season 3, it's a teaser trailer, so they're just trying to get you ready to get back into that world. And for what I'm seeing, they might be trying to gravitate back to season 1, to where people really fell in love with the show. But only time will tell what they really do with the show, and we have to wait and see. Other streaming news, Mike Coulter actually gave a tease that Luke Cage might make it onto Jessica Jones 3. On Jessica Jones season 3, Luke Cage might make an appearance, which would be bittersweet knowing that they've already canceled Luke Cage. They already canceled Iron Fist, which needed to be canceled, so that's not a big issue. But they also have canceled Daredevil. So the only 2 Marvel shows left on Netflix is Jessica Jones, which they're in pre-production right now, and The Punisher, which they are writing, I think, right now, and is soon to be going into pre-production. But it is bittersweet to know that Luke Cage might have another appearance on one of these Netflix shows, even though, in my opinion, I think they're just going to can those 2 shows after they release them. Like, once they release them, get the little bit of pub for them, I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel those shows as well. Because, let's be honest, what's the point of keeping those shows, knowing that Disney's making their own streaming service? And let's go, there's Disney. They're going to do some big major things. So I know, and I also know Netflix is not only moving over into anime, but they also have Miller World, and they are going to develop his comic books into TV shows and movies down the line. So they're kind of covered. They're covering their superhero angle, also their anime angle, because they know Disney is about to strike real hard with their streaming service. So they kind of have to bear down and do what they can and try to match Disney, even though Disney has one of the most popular franchises right now, movie wise franchise. But Netflix is still that juggernaut. They're like, we're not going down without a fight. Also, also DC has its streaming service, which I've actually finally watched the first episode of Titans. If you want to check out that review, hit the card up top. You can check out my review of the first episode of Titans. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I will continue watching more of this series. I'm like 8 episodes behind, but I will continue watching this series. But they also are working on, I think I mentioned this before, they got a Swamp Thing coming. I forgot the name of the other team. I don't know if they're going to have a series or they're just going to be in one of the episodes. But it's like Beast Boy's old team. I'm blanking out on the name right now, guys. I apologize. Hit me in the comments. You guys know the name. I'm just spacing right now. But I don't know if they're going to have their own series or not. I believe they might. But I know there was another series besides Young Justice Season 3 coming. It was going to be a live action series, I believe. And I just can't remember it right now. And it's not in my notes. Sorry, guys. Hit me in the comments if you know what the other series is going to be that DC is using for a live action. They have many things to choose from. Like, they have many characters they can choose to do a live action that would be suitable. I know a lot of people would like to see Constantine back. I never got into the show, so I can't comment on that. I'm going to be 100%. I would like to see a live action Static Shock, though. That's my goal. Do a live action Static Shock. That would be awesome. Oh, that would be so cool. I'm going to write DC, tell them to get on top of that. Movie news. So for this week with movie news, we found out that Warner Brothers is actually developing Plastic Man into a movie, which it seems that Warner Brothers' idea here is to go with their like CD level tier superheroes and give them their own movie. Kind of what Marvel has done, but in the opposite way. Because Marvel had their B tier, made those guys popular, And while those guys were getting popular, they kind of sprinkled in like C-level guys and slowly got people interested in them. So when their solo movie came around, people knew who they were and was ready for them. DC seemed to be taking a different route and just going straight to the solo movie with these CD characters that most people, mainstream people, really don't know about. I don't know if this is going to prove out to be a good idea or a good decision on DC's part, but I do like them thinking outside the box. But sometimes you probably need to step back into the box and reevaluate what you're doing. Right now they have Aquaman coming out, which is it seems like a step forward, like Wonder Woman was so far. Reviews have been pretty good about it so far, but with them developing Plastic Man and Satana and a possible Blue Beetle movie as well, there are at least B level tier superheroes I think you guys should start working with as for movie wise if you're gonna do movies. Plastic Man is not your go to. He shouldn't be your go to, and it really doesn't make any sense that he is your go to. But I'm not the executive producer over there, so I can't make these decisions, or the CEO making these decisions. Um, they really need a Kevin Feige over there. Like, let's be 100%. They need one guy running the show and one guy that knows what he's doing. And I know they just hired a new guy. I forget his name. He's friends with James Wong. I think he discovered James Wong or something like that. And I'm not sure which direction he's going right now. So we have to wait and see. Like we hope for the best because a lot of us are DC fans as well as Marvel's fans. We just want to see these properties do well. We want to see the heroes we grew up on do well and have their stories told and it be entertaining. Unfortunately, DC feels differently sometimes, so that's just where we are with that. Um, Also, Black Panther got nominated for, I believe, three different Golden Globes. He got nominated for Best Score, got nominated for Best Original Song. I think it's the Kendrick and I forget how to say her name. I know I'm gonna mess up her name. SZA, I think it's SZA. Yeah, that's not all the lights. That's Kanye, but that song got nominated, and it also got nominated for. I think it's the first time a comic book movie has ever been nominated in this category for Best Picture, which is amazing. It's amazing and awesome and so exciting and couldn't happen to a better movie. Like honestly, but there was also another nomination for I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse got a nomination for Best Animated Picture, which of course it did because it's like one of the only other animated pictures of the year, but it's going against I believe it's going against Ralph Breaks the Internet, Incredibles 2, um is it Know Me or Who Me, that Japanese animated movie that got brought over, which I heard was really good. I need to check out when I get a chance to. And another foreign animated film that escapes me right now. I'm terrible with my notes. I'm gonna get better as I go along with notes and being able to name stuff for you guys. But let's be honest, guys. You know I'm terrible with names, so we know how this is gonna go. So just work with me here. But yeah, which I'm really pulling for Spider-Man to win this, not because it's an animated movie, because it's a great movie. As some of you know, I went and saw Spider-Man early. I also saw Bumblebee early, but we'll talk about those later. So I have my reviews on those two movies out in the next 2 or 3 days when I get a chance. I'll do my non-spoiler review for those first, and then when they actually hit theaters, I'll hit you guys with a spoiler review of that. But small review right now, Spider-Man is really good. It's a must see. It's a must see. Bumblebee, it's okay. It's a good step forward. It's one of the better Transformers movies, so that's a positive thing to hear from it. And I had some fun at it. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun at it, but I had way more fun than Spider Man. Just small review there. But also, Paramount is developing a Snake Eyes prequel movie, which is very interesting because I honestly thought we were done with G.I. Joe, or at least for a little longer before they rebooted. Because G.I. Joe is a good property. It makes sense to have it here. But Paramount's like, no, we're going forward. We're going to do a prequel to Snake Eyes, which is weird because we kind of did some of that in both of the G.I. Joe movies. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. But I'm interested in that. Like, I like Snake Eyes as a character. It's gonna be hard to have a character that doesn't talk in your whole movie, because I forget that he doesn't talk, unless they're gonna change up his history and make him talk, which would be stupid. But this is Hollywood. They kind of do stupid things sometimes that don't make sense. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. But hit me in the comments. Let me know if you're interested in seeing a Snake Eyes prequel. Remember, it's a prequel, so technically it's supposed to be within the same universe as the GI Joe already started. Even though they kind of switch the universe between the first and the second GI Joe movie. Yeah, because killed the they killed Shannon Tatum's. Wasn't he Duke? I think they killed Duke and then replaced it with The Rock. Huh. Hit me in the comments. I can't remember. I liked the first movie because it was more cartoon comic book centric, where they were doing outrageous stuff. But then the second movie went all realistic and stuff, except for that fighting scene with the ninjas on the cliff. Spoiler for any of this if you haven't seen G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Resistance or whatever it's called, which you should have. It's like 5 years old or something now. 7 years old, whatever. But yeah, the one scene with them ninjas fighting on rocks is pretty cool in the second one. But that's about it in the second one I really like. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's all I really liked in that one. Yeah. But now I feel like I'm rambling. But like I said, Paramount Snake Eyes prequel. Hit me in the comments. Do you think that's a good idea? Are you up for it? Would you watch it? That's the biggest issue if you will watch it. Will you pay to go watch it? Is really the big issue. But also, Marvel dropped a Captain Marvel second trailer this week. Like right after I finished my first podcast, I found out they dropped the trailer and I watched that. Hit the card up there. You can watch that if you would like to. There's also be a description. You can watch my live reaction to it. But then on top of that, right before this weekend, they dropped Avengers Endgame trailer. It was a 2-minute trailer. It's a good trailer. Excuse me. It's a good trailer. It doesn't give you much. It's more of a kind of let you know where this story is about to take off and where it's continuing from the last point of the story of Infinity War. It tells you a little stuff, lets you know where they think some people are necessarily. I also did a live reaction to that. Hit the card, check the description. You can check that out if you would like to. Yeah, it's clearly everybody's excited for it because within the first 24 hours, it became the highest watched trailer in the first 24 hours. So, and I also seen something projecting that it might do $2 billion. Clearly, that's a super early projection of where this movie might land gross wise, but if it's anywhere as good as an Infinity War and has a conclusion that people could like. I could see it doing that. The problem is you're in the point where you need to kill somebody or not, and you're gonna have people against you either way. So Marvel has a very tough thing to thread in the next couple months of how they're gonna handle Endgame. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm off. I'm ready to go see this movie. I'm gonna see it regardless. I don't really want to see another trailer because I want to actually be surprised with everything I see on the screen. But they're gonna pop out 2 or 3 more trailers before this movie comes out, and I'm gonna watch those as well and get excited for those. But yeah, let me know in the comments that you watched the trailer. What you think of the trailer? Um, are you excited for this? Are you scared for this? Because it's big. It's just, Marvel has done something no other movie company, no other movie studio in history, I think, has done with this cinematic universe spanning close to 25 movies now, which is amazing. Um, yeah, it's amazing to see and witness and be a part of, which is really cool. But enough of talking about Marvel. Um, Aquaman actually had some good headlines last weekend. Excuse me. Aquaman released in China. Uh, they were trying to get buzz for it, and buzz they got because Aquaman opened at $95 million in China. Um, the biggest open of any DC movie in China, and I think it might also be the biggest opening in China. Like, that's amazing. No, no, because I think Venom had like 100 million, so probably second or third biggest opening of an American movie in China. So that's a great headline going into their week. I think they got 2 weeks before Aquaman comes out. It comes out like on the 20th. But that's a great headline for them to have. Apparently, China loves Aquaman. They went out to see it in droves, so clearly they love it. And now it's kind of pushed its projections here up a bit to where people are ruminating that it might make 100 million, and that would be amazing if Aquaman could make 100 million. I know early projections for Aquaman before it was released in China was about 60 to 55 million. Um, and now that it has been released, those projections have gone up significantly. So that'd be very interesting to see the outcome of this. And I'm trying to get tickets for the early showing on the 15th for Amazon Prime. Hit me in the comments if you got those tickets for the Amazon Prime early showing. I think I might get them. I think there's like 2 spots. I gotta go check after this podcast. But yeah, Aquaman is turning out to be a good step forward for DC, which hopefully they don't mess up like they did last time when they got a good step forward with Wonder Woman and then came out with Justice League. Even though I like Justice League, I had fun with Justice League. Of course, it had its problems, but I had fun with Justice League. Thought it was a lot less dark than Batman vs Superman, but other people didn't agree, and it didn't make the money it should have made, being that you had the Justice League, the live action Justice League on the screen for the first time. It didn't make the money it should have, which is disappointing. I know, very disappointing to Warner Brothers and DC. But hopefully, with this Aquaman movie, they get a step forward and they. What is their next movie? I think Shazam is actually at the Aquaman, because I think um, Wonder Woman got pushed back. Yeah, Wonder Woman got pushed back, so Shazam should be their next movie after Aquaman, which is from what the trailer showed, a lighthearted kind of comedy superhero movie, which DC was like, we're not going to be the funny ones. We're going to be the dark ones. I'm glad they got away from that because that was not working for you guys. Not at all. Another thing that got delayed was the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. It got delayed, and then rumors came out that it might get released this coming weekend after Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse opens, which makes sense. Spider-Man movie, animated Spider-Man movie, trailer with Spider-Man movie. Makes perfect sense. You already know the crowd there likes Spider-Man. Why not play a trailer there? Yes. Also, the I think it's called Godzilla King of All Monsters. I could be wrong, but the second trailer for that came out, and I'm gonna watch it and live reaction it to that trailer for my friend Faust because he loves Godzilla. I like Godzilla a little bit, but he's loves Godzilla, so I'm gonna watch that and do a live reaction to that once I get a second. Also, there's this movie called Brave Burn. I guess it's James Gunn's. I don't know if he directed or wrote it because I just heard about this the other day. I don't know if he directed or wrote it, but he put it's a trailer out for it, so I'm gonna do a live reaction to that too, being that this is his kind of first thing since he's gotten fired. Well, first movie project since he's got fired from the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which also got delayed as well while they're looking for a new director for that. Which James Gunn also got the directing gig for Suicide Squad 2, which is interesting. I think that's a good rebound. Hopefully it did better than Josh Whedon directing Justice League. But I think Justice League was kind of already a mess, so I don't think it's much he could have did, to be honest. But yeah, that's all the movie news I've gotten. Hit me in the comments if I missed something with the movie news, or TV news, or streaming news. I'm light on other anime news because I finished Attack on Titan season 3 and My Hero Academia season 3 and Tokyo Ghoul season 2, I think it is. So I have to find a new anime to watch. Hit me in the comments. Let me know of anime that you think I should check out that I would enjoy. Being that I enjoyed those 3 animes. And don't put Black Clover because I'm not watching that. I heard it's good, but it's only good after you watch like 20 episodes. And then after that, it starts getting good. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with a show. If you can't get me in your first 5 episodes, I have to watch 20 to start to like your show. You're not a good show. That's just how I feel. So thank you. But thanks you guys for listening to the podcast. It's greatly appreciated. As you know, you can catch me at BlackieCool on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, here on YouTube at BlackieCool. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like the podcast. And hit the thumbs down if you didn't like the podcast. And then hit me with a comment and tell me what I can improve on this podcast. I'm working on getting more structured with this. Like I said, this is only my second time doing it, like ever. So I'm working on getting more structured, working on getting more comfortable on the mic and all that good stuff. But as always, guys, appreciate you listening, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.